The Mommy Wines podcast is a Mommy Wines Network and Emma Dawn production. Brought to you by Coffee Over Cardio, NakedWines.com, and Zaya Active. Are you a fan of the Mommy Wines podcast? Well, of course you are, or you wouldn't be hearing this right now. One of the best ways to support the show you love, besides obviously tuning in every Wine Wednesday for new episodes, is shopping the Mommy Wines merch store on teespring.com. This is where you'll find all of the Mommy Wines branded goodness, mugs to hold your coffee over cardio morning Java, iPhone and Samsung cases, premium ultra soft hoodies perfect for upcoming cooler months, and of course flowy tees and tanks flattering on every mommy out there. Go shop the Mommy Wines storefront on teespring.com and make sure to use code WINEMOM for free shipping. Okay, so maybe this summer wasn't the summer my body was bikini ready, but that's not going to discourage me from trying to keep up my motivation and accomplish my health and fitness goals. A few things I love when I'm out there flexing my mom bod are my no-lace Puma trainers, a good Whitney Simmons workout routine, go follow her on IG if you're not already, and of course my Zaya Active wear. Zaya Active is a Utah-based premium active lifestyle brand, however, without the premium price tag. Though I may be skimping on my portions these days, the people over at Zaya Active are definitely not skimping on their quality. The light and tight leggings are ideal for any mom who's out there moving and a-groovin' with sweat-wicking moisture control, breathable, squat-proof, anti-odor, and compressive materials. Nothing beats Zaya Active. I feel instantly slimmer when I put on my light and tights, and the best part is they don't budge during my workouts or even busy days. So no tugging or wiggling or pulling them up. Zaya has something for the whole family with the growing and popular men's collection and new kids items. So go get cozy and shop the Fall into Fitness event at myzaya.com/Emma for a chance to win a pair of leggings. If you are interested in signing up to become a Zaya Active rep, either for the 25% discount or as a side hustle, go ahead and email mommywinespodcast@gmail.com. Or you can go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram at Emma_Dawn. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Mommy Wines podcast. I am your host, Emma Dawn, and today I am sitting down and sipping some red wine that I am not hating probably for the first time ever because I'm not big on reds. But I'm sitting down here with life coach and yoga instructor Cori Marston. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
I've been weaning myself off of being a basic bitch, so...
Okay, cool. Perfect. Good.
Maybe it's my sore throat. Maybe it's the fact that I am now officially a grown-up, but I like this red.
Yeah, this red is awesome.
This is Brothers Miller Highlands Red from NakedWines.com. You guys know that I love them, and you can always use the promo code to get your first 6 bottles for $34.99. Isn't that crazy?
That's such a good deal.
They gave me a great coupon code.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to go pick this up in Wendover. But I have a bunch of giveaway coupons right now for $100 in store credit at NakedWines.com.
Oh, no big deal.
So if you know anybody who lives outside of Utah and they like wine, I'll hook you up with a coupon code.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about... You were talking a little bit about your little boy.
I love my little boy. I'm obsessed.
I'm a boy mom too.
Yes.
So finally.
Yes.
I've had all girl moms on the show for the past few weeks.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Except for Jen Hamilton down at Mountain West.
Okay.
She's a burner mom, so she still counts. But but it has been all girl moms.
Yeah, I am obsessed with my little boy.
How old is he?
He is 19 months, so a little over a year and a half.
He's a baby.
He is a baby, and he is just... The stage he's in right now, I'm obsessed with. I mean, I think I've been obsessed with him from the day he was born, but right now it's he loves you, so he'll come and wrap his arms around you and he hugs you and he goes, oh. And I'm like, oh, I love you so much. But he just, and you know, he does it to my husband, he does it to the dogs, and he is no stranger danger, which is awesome. But so, you know, he'll meet somebody and, you know, 5 minutes later he's hugging them and loving them. And it's just, he's so fun. And he's so curious. Last night he unlocked the deadbolt on the door. And I was like, okay, we are now putting another lock at the top. Because he's just so smart, you know. They're curious and learning and he's magical. I'm so obsessed with him.
I know Milo just turned 3 last month, so I really have to get on some new child proofing. Like, I thought the baby proofing would be done, and he would just, like, listen. Like, hey, you're naked. Don't run outside.
Yeah, you're like, danger. And he's like, I don't care.
No, he climbs and unlocks and it's like everything happens with him as soon as I take my eyes off. Like, within 3 seconds, he's out the door in a diaper or just going crazy. So
yeah, I mean, they are.
I kind of miss him being little. Yeah, not gonna lie.
I think, you know, Lincoln being a year and a half, like, he's in such this fun stage and he is, like, so curious and moving all around, but I'm still, like, grateful that he can't run right out the front door and, you know, he won't climb up the bookcase at this point. But boys just, like, he just wants to learn. He wants to touch everything. I mean, he's just, and maybe little girls are the same. I don't know. I don't have a little girl, so.
I don't either. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but I love oh my gosh. I always tell people, I'm like, I am that mom that is so grossly obsessed with her kid. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, show me one more picture. Just
my
stop.
Instagram is like 1 out of 60 is a picture of me.
Yeah.
And then it's just wine and Milo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are my 2 favorite things in the whole world. So, of course, it's going to be my Instagram feed.
Yeah. Yeah. Share what you love, right?
Right. And it's just Milo and wine.
Yeah. This is what lights me up. There you go.
This is what burns my fire.
Yes.
So, I read your website and I was so impressed. I had to reach out. So I'm so glad you're here on the show today. Yeah. I used to do yoga all the time. And it was kind of odd because I quit when I got pregnant. Just because I was just not feeling it.
Right.
And then I feel like once you do something like yoga and you stop, I feel like it just, like, your muscles are, like, in shock. They're like, what are you doing to me? Why aren't you loving me anymore?
Right. 100%. Yeah.
So I got, like, really stiff, and now I've been looking at getting back into it. But tell me a little bit about what you do, like, with your yoga practice and life coaching.
So I originally, when I did my yoga teacher training, I do power yoga. So it's more of a cardio base.
Like fluid?
Yeah. So it's hot yoga. Hot.
Like how hot?
Like 100 degrees, and then I'll pump in 30% humidity. So it's like
you're
hot, and then you're sweaty Betty.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, and I teach at
that has to be good for, like, detoxing.
Oh yeah. Like, yes.
I've heard great things about hot yoga. It just, like, it scares me.
Yeah, people are like, what? Well, and then I teach at 5:45 a.m. Like, those are the classes. So I get up at 5, get to the studio, get it ready to rock, and then I teach at 5:45 to 6:45. And yeah, I tell people, like, they're like, oh my gosh, I want to come to your yoga class. I'm like, okay, it's at 5:45 a.m. And they're like, never mind. Like, that time doesn't exist. Yeah.
There's one of those in the morning.
Yeah, I know. They're like, I've never heard of that time before. Tell me more. So I've been teaching for 5 years, and I teach a core power yoga. There's one at Trolley Square, which is downtown, and I teach there. I love it.
That's far, though. Trolley Square is my favorite.
I love it.
Like, thing in all of Salt Lake City.
Whole
I've only been here a year,
power.
But that is my favorite. I actually just had fairly recently Josh Garcia from We Olive.
Oh yeah,
I had him on there. Yeah. So it took me a little hunting because I've only been there once before, but I think it's, like, the cutest little hidden gem in, like, the Salt Lake downtown area.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the We Olive is, like, it's the perfect spot in summer. Because I have 2 dogs, and so we'll walk, because I live right by Liberty Park and Trolley Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it. So then we take the dogs over, and we sit on the patio and have a wine or a beer, and just, it's great. I love where I live. So, yeah, Trolley Square is great. But I've been teaching for 5 years, and I love it. Becoming a yoga instructor transformed my life. I always tell people, like, that was one of the big things that took me from being mediocre and having a mediocre life to, like, really living joyfully every single day. Because it's not just like the yoga practice that you learn when you do yoga teacher training. You learn about yoga history. So Sanskrit, you learn the yamas and the niyamas, which is like, things you should be practicing as a human being. And so I love it. And power yoga is really my jam. People, you sweat and it's hard.
You seem
and
like
it's
a power person.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't just see you just sitting around, like...
No, I'm a crazy, crazy woman.
Like, instant personality as soon as you walked in the door.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I
like it. I like it when people are, like, their own presence.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I try.
You're killing it.
I'm like that person. I have 3 jobs. I'm a mom, a full-time mom. I'm a wife. I teach yoga. I run a business, and then I work a full-time job. Like, I am kind of busy all the time. But yoga is that one thing, and I teach 2 classes a week right now, but it's that one thing I can't not do. Like, teaching people yoga lights me up. Yeah. My love language is words of affirmation. So if somebody
mine too.
Yeah, I love it. So if somebody leaves my yoga class and I'm like, I loved your yoga class, or I loved your playlist, I'm like, oh my gosh. It lights me up. It fills up my cup. And so I can't not teach when I know that I'm making that impact on people. And I'm really excited because I am doing that 300-hour yoga teacher training, which is helping me bring down the power and kind of teach a more vinyasa style or restore yoga. So I'm really grateful for the knowledge I'm getting from that, because I think it's going to help elevate me as a teacher and as a life coach.
That's
and
my
things like
jam.
That. Yeah.
I'm very slow moving.
Yeah.
I'm like a sloth.
Yeah, so you're like, let's kind of just like restore, take it slow.
I'm like slow, chill, focused.
Yeah.
That's just like me in my life. And it's funny because like I'll see people in my office and they'll be like running around crazy, or like the loan officer that I've partnered up with and I'm working with at work. She is like, go, 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 go. Like 100 miles an hour, talks like she's a New Yorker. Yeah. Like, she's just on one all the time. Doesn't drink an ounce of coffee, which I'm like, what is your secret? Yeah. Like, what are you doing with your life that you
all the coffee.
Are at this like 100% all the time?
Yeah.
And not having any coffee. But no, like I like get anxious, but like it's all internal. Mm-hmm. And like anytime, like I just like am a planner, type A, that kind of stuff. So I love a restorative yoga. That's like my favorite. Yeah.
And there's so many like great spots here in Salt Lake where you can take like a good restorative. But I'm that person that, if I'm in restore yoga, I'm like, what's next? What's next? Or if I take yin yoga and you're holding those poses for 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, what's next?
you gotta do like the 20-minute class.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's switch it up. And that's why I think like power yoga is so up my alley, because it's, cardio based and it's next. You just go the entire class, and then you get your shavasana, and that's amazing. So that's when I like focus on gratitude. Yeah.
I need to get back into it. I've been thinking about it just because like I had such a good routine when I was in Nevada. Yeah. Like me and my son, we had such a routine, but now he's older. He's going to preschool. I'm back at work full time. I have other projects that I'm doing. Like I have like a million jobs just like you. Yeah. And I feel difficult. Like that's one of the things I really need to work back into my routine is like just taking a couple minutes, and it helps with my anxiety like so much. Yeah.
Well, that's what I always tell. A lot of times, like when I work with moms with my holistic life coaching, is self-care is so huge for you. If you lose yourself in being a mom, or you lose yourself in your job, and you don't like go to yoga or read a book or do something that's just for you, you're not going to be fully happy.
That's true. There's always I've noticed something a huge missing. Change in my mindset since like I left that routine that I had in Elko, and since I moved here, I've been here about a year, and I've just like completely like fallen out of routine, not taking any time for myself, because my gym in Nevada had a kids club. Right. So I'd wake up, I would take Milo to the kids club, he would play with other kids, have some of his own personal time, and I would work out for like an hour and a half, and then we would go home, and it would just be like this whole routine, and it was like the beginning of both of our days. Yeah. And it just like put me on the right foot. But now I'm waking him up in the morning because apparently as soon as you turn 3, you become a teenager or frat college boy. Like, I'm, like, shaking him, trying to wake him up. And he's like, go away, Mommy. And, like, covers his face back up with the blanket and, like, rolls over.
You're like, we're not doing this for another 10 years. Get up. Oh, my gosh.
So I have to, like, get myself ready, get him up, get him dressed. And right now he doesn't want to wear any clothes. He just wants to be, like, a rugrat.
Yeah.
And get him, like, rush out the door. No breakfast, just coffee. And it's, like, there's so many things that I'm missing.
Yeah.
Not only is it, like, a peaceful routine, it's hectic in the morning. I'm skipping meals. Yeah. I'm, and it's just like he's off of whack. I'm off of whack. And it's like we need to figure something out. If it's not going to be in the morning, we need to at least have like a better nighttime routine or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and routines can be so powerful, like just for you. I mean, not even like, it's so, people always like do a routine with a little one, but I think for yourself, because just taking that time to care, like you're the most important person in your life. And if you are not taking care of you and putting you first, then how are you going to take care of all these other people around you,
Yeah.
So I feel very grateful that I do have like a husband who supports me in the fact that I need self-care, but I also support him in that. Like, did you go to yoga this week, babe? Because I feel like your energy's off. Like, what's up, But then I also, I will teach a yoga class at 5:45 and then I'll always take the 7 a.m. because it's like I need to if I can take that yoga class right then and do a little bit of self-care for myself before I go home and be a mom or go to work or whatever, it does change my day. I might be tired by 6 p.m., but like, it started really good and I feel so filled up, and so happy and joyful.
Yeah.
So
are you a student in the second one?
In the yoga teacher training that I'm doing?
No, so you wake up and you teach.
Oh, yes. I teach and then I take. So, yes, I'm a student in the 7 a.m.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it comes right after and it just feels so good. I need it. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I might do, about 30, 40 minutes of the class and then lay on my mat for 20 minutes. But I'm like, also, if that's what I need that day, that's what I need that day.
Yeah.
So I'm very aware of listening to my body. And I'm like, if I'm exhausted and I'm burning myself out, then I can do part of the yoga class. And then I don't think any of the teachers are going to be like, stop laying there, Cori, get up. They're going to be like,
that's one of the things I liked about yoga. And because it wasn't like anything else where the instructor was like pushing you or yelling at you, thinking they're motivating you, which for me, they weren't.
Don't yell at me.
Don't yell at me. Like, I'm a nice person. Like, why are you yelling at me? Or like they're trying to like push you. Like I did a spin class and this guy was just like, go, go, go. And he's like, Burnett in the second row, push, push, push.
Do not call me out!
I can't. And I couldn't get my, okay, well, this might just go straight into confessions. Because this is going to be my confession for this podcast, is I was like not going. I was like, I need to take a break. And he's like, this is not a cool down zone. Go, go, go. And he's like this army dude, right?
Oh my
gosh. Giant dude, big barely muscles, tattoos all over. And he's just like yelling at me, and I'm trying to like get my foot out of this thing because they wrap your like special shoe or whatever with like this thing that clicks into the bike. So you like can pedal as hard as you want and you won't get out.
Okay.
But the thing is like I couldn't get out. So I like knocked my bike over. Like my feet are like stuck into this thing. It's so embarrassing. And I'm like starting to panic. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm too hot. Like my heart rate's too high. I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
So I finally got my foot undone. Went over and there's like a trash can for people to like put their used towels, and it's not like a trash can, it's like a bin for their towels.
A laundry bin maybe?
Yeah. But it was like a big like, I don't know, it was neater than like an outdoor bin, but it had like a lid and a hole and you were supposed to put your towels in there. Well, I totally threw up in there.
Oh no.
And it was like the worst thing ever. Yeah. So I don't do classes where people yell at me.
No.
But I feel like yoga is one of those things where, like, if you just want to take a break, like, I bet when I was taking the classes at my old gym in Elko, I could walk in there and just, like, lay on the mat and, like, stare at the ceiling for the entire class. Yeah. And the woman would not have bothered me one bit.
No, nobody's going to come over and be like, what are you doing? Like, you know what you need as a human being, and I think that's what's great about yoga is like you go into any yoga I would hope that you go into any yoga class and the yoga teacher would let you do self-care and take care of yourself rather than being like, get it together, let's do a chaturanga. You're like, no, thank you. But I will confess to you that in spin classes, I cheat. Like, you know, they're like, turn up your resistance. And I was like, we'll touch it and be like, I don't feel like it. I'm going to take care of myself. And I know what I need, and I don't need to put on this resistance and make myself pass out. So I'm going to touch it, because if you look at me, I want you to think I'm trying. And I love spin, but I'm like, I don't ever like go crazy.
I can't.
No.
If it was like just a nice little bike ride,
yeah.
like I love the machines of like the bike machines, because I don't want to be one of those people in spandex, like riding all over the place, like going up mountains and stuff.
No. Spin class is the only place I bike.
Yeah. That's no desire to do any of that. Mm-mm. But I would, like, I am actually considering getting one and, like, just keeping it here at the house. Just like a little bike. Because I like the actual, like, motion of biking. Yeah. I just don't want to actually bike outside.
And then if you, like, wanted motivation, I mean, there's probably a ton of YouTube channels or something, you know, where it's like, okay, I need something to motivate me today or guide me. Like, just throw that on and you're ready to go. Yeah. You know? And hopefully they won't yell at you.
Yeah. They won't. I hate that. It's, like, the worst.
Yeah, because I am that person where I'm like, I feel like I've always been this way with like any fitness class. I'm like, I'll go at my own pace. Like I'm not gonna be the girl that ever like pushes it too hard. I'll just be like, I'm just going with the flow. You know?
The flow.
That is probably why I am into yoga and being a yoga teacher, because I'm like, let me just go with the flow. Okay?
So what else do you do? What did you do before you started becoming a yoga life coach?
I worked in retail for 20 years, so I became a store manager of a retail shop when I was 21.
Oh, nice.
I've loved it. I'm a big fan of management and leadership, and I think that is a huge part of why I got into life coaching, is because a lot of it, as a store manager of retail, you're coaching and, you're trying to grow your team and build your team and give them feedback. Yeah. And that's what I, do with my life coaching clients. I worked in retail for 20 years. I've been a store manager. I've been a trainer for companies where I traveled all over the U.S. doing new store openings and training entire teams and the managers and leaders and visuals. I've kind of done everything that you can do within retail. And that's like what I still do.
I've done everything you can do within finance.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I love it. I work at City Creek now, and I run a store there, and I love it. I mean, and I'm very grateful because I, can work 35 hours at this shop and still run my business and teach yoga. And, I love all three of my jobs, and I'm like, feel super grateful that I'm somebody that can say like, I have 3 jobs and I love every single one of them, So yeah. But leadership has been a huge part of within my retail career, and that's a huge passion that I have. And so that's a big part of life coaching, is how can I be a coach and a leader for these people to help them find joy and live their best life and create vision and goals that light them on fire.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, I love being not necessarily like, I'm not very like bossy, but I've always for the longest time been in like a more leadership or self-employed position. Yeah. So it's hard being like back to an employee, but I feel like when you have a kid, maybe this is just my experience, they kind of like demote you a little bit. Yeah. Like I took some time off to be with Milo when he was young. And just because I took time off, they're like, oh, apparently I don't have any previous experience.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, all of that's dated. Like, they're like, oh, what have you done in the past couple years? And I was like, well, I was a mom. You know, I stayed home. But then I was like, but before that, I did all of these other great things. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, but you haven't worked in the past 2 years. And I'm like, well, I did plenty of things every day. Yeah. Like, I did things, and I was exhausted and tired and worn out more at the end of every day than I was when I was working in an office.
Well, and that's what I mean, even when I was on my way over here with my husband was driving me, and he's just like, I'm like, being a parent is the hardest job. Like, I can work full time at my job and, teach yoga and run my business, but being a mom is hard.
It's so
and
hard.
It's like, there's moments where it gets easier and there's days where it's easier, but like, if I had to be a stay-at-home mom, it would be so hard for me. I would be exhausted every day. Like, I think being able to like go and interact with adults and have an adult interactions all day and, and like be able to be myself in a leadership role and show up for other people and, like teach yoga and like help my life coaching clients, like that fills me up. And so if I had to be just stay at home, I don't know that I could do it. And like, I always, if I meet a single mom, I'm like, or even a single stay at home mom, you're a superhero. Like,
that's what I did. I was single.
Oh my gosh.
I've been single like the whole time pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
Me and his dad, we like cut ties, stopped talking for a while. As soon as I found out I was pregnant. And so I was a single stay-at-home mom, but it's like I don't have the mindset to just do that.
Right, yeah.
Like, there's only so many cupcakes I can make, or so many times I can clean my house, or like my house when I was a stay-at-home mom was so clean.
Yeah.
Me and my son never got sick.
Yeah.
Because like everything was
Lysol and
like
wiped down.
constantly disinfected.
Yeah.
But like I wrote a series of children's books. I published Milo's toddler recipe book.
Oh, awesome.
I started a profitable blog and had the idea for this podcast, and I did other things. Like, I have to keep busy or my mind just like wanders off.
Well, and I think as moms, like, we still have goals. We still have so many things that we want to do and accomplish. I mean, like, I am a goal getter. Like, that is something I am so passionate about. It's like, I see my vision in 10 years and I know I'm going to get there by kicking these goals ass that I have in my mind or have on a piece of paper or whatever, but I have to achieve my goals. And if I'm not doing what makes me happy and going after my passions, then how am I going to be a great mom to Lincoln, and how am I going to be a great example? And so, I always go after what I want, and, it's hard doing all of it, but I think not having support system would make it way harder for me. Like, I'm very grateful because not only do I have my husband, but I have my mom is here and my in-laws are here.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have a nanny who like is obsessed with my child, which is awesome. So I feel like I have such a great support system. They're able to help me do all these crazy, amazing things that I want to do,
Yeah, that's nice. I'm actually originally from a small suburban town outside of Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
Ohio.
Is your family there?
Yeah, everybody. All of my friends, all of my family, everything is there.
Yeah.
And then it's just me and him here. Yeah. Just me and Milo.
Yeah, like, you're like, I am hustling and I am just superpowers all day.
Oh, yeah. It's like all the way cranked up. And I like come home, do everything I need to do at night, and then I just like pop a few melatonin.
Yeah.
And just to like turn it back off. So I can, sleep and then wake up and just do it all over all the time.
Yeah, you have to be so planful, I think, when you are someone that has so much going on. Like, you have to make sure you create your list for the week and you get it in your calendar. I have to write, like, I'm the gal that has to write everything down. It goes on my phone too, but I need to like visually see it. And it's, if you don't have time to be planful, I think it would make it so much harder because trying to keep all that in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's all the anxiety because I'm trying to remember everything.
There is so much anxiety. So I have like a regular like handwritten planner that I keep down like in my purse at all times. And then I actually just launched my podcast calendar to be like virtual, so people can just book themselves.
Oh,
they
that's
can
great.
either just book to be a guest or book like a partnership call. Everything is scheduled, and I use Calendly.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of it.
It's so nice because you can just put in the times that you want or the times that you're available or the times that you want to take whatever, meeting of some sort. And then people can just book themselves.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that because I'm kind of a control freak. And even with like my life coaching business, I had a calendar on my website and I was like, I can't. Like, I need to be in full control of everything because I have so many things that pop up or like come up in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm like, I I can't let the internet or the, control. I'm like, I need to be able to, like, give me a call, give me an email, and then I'll schedule it because I'm a control freak.
Oh, see, I've had to, just because it is just me and Milo, like, I plan the time. And if, something comes up to where there's nothing on my calendar, then we can just hang out.
Yeah.
If something does, then I can take that 15-minute partnership call or something. But I've had to outsource so many different things. Like I do the Instacart.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a supermarket, like, in months. I have no idea what's going on over there.
Yeah. That's fine. You're not missing out.
Like, yeah. I can't do it. I don't have the time.
Right.
I don't have, like, the patience or anything. It's just a meaningless task to me that, like, I just don't have time for it.
Right.
Because not only do I do my podcast, but I do all of my booking, I work, and, like, my 40-hour week.
Yeah.
I have Milo, and I recently just launched the MW network.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, like, I'm taking on new shows and marketing and doing all of those things. So I do a lot of stuff, like, behind the scenes, even off the air. But I still, record and edit and produce all of my own podcasts on top of other people's podcasts. So it's like, oh man, like, there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's things that I've outsourced. Like, I use Instacart. My calendar is now outsourced. Like, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I can just give somebody a link and, like, go book yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
That's awesome.
like, well, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But yes, go book yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like, you take care of it. I'm there for you.
Yes, I will be there.
That's
just
awesome.
go, like, pick out a time that's best for you. If it's available in my calendar, then I can make it work.
Awesome.
But yeah, outsourcing, I think when you get, like, that's one of the things that, like, helps me relax.
Yeah.
Is knowing that, like, because when I had a recording earlier, ordered my Instacart, had it delivered, and, like, put my groceries away, everything like that, did all, like, the little meaningless things that I have to do, like, on the weekends. Like,
yeah.
I cleaned my son's fish tank.
Oh, fun.
His name is Thomas.
Oh, cute.
Like, everything else in our house is named Thomas.
Oh, perfect.
It's like one name for everything. Yeah. Thomas.
Like, perfect. I will remember that.
So, clean the fish tank, like, just random little things. But, like, how I sit there and I think, it took me 15 minutes to order my groceries. Like, how it probably would have taken me 15 minutes just to get to Smith's.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, that's outsourcing. I feel like when you get to a level of busy to, like, give yourself some sanity, I just feel like it's, like, the best thing you can do.
Yeah, and if it's something that you can let go of and, like, hand off to somebody, do it.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's, like, my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
Is Instacart.
Have you tried coffee over cardio yet? If not, I don't think we can be friends. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you haven't tried it, I don't know what you're waiting for. I have been seeing reviews blowing up all over my social media feed. Roasted to order, for females, by females, 100% Arabica coffee. Win, win, win. Not only will you find the most adorable packages of coffee when you click the link below, but they have tumblers ideal for girls on the go, espresso fit member-only exclusive workouts that you can do from anywhere, and a cozy clothing line ideal for a basic bee like me. With fresh roasted flavors like messy bun and birthday cake, this is a coffee lover's dream come true. Go ahead and click the link to check out Coffee Over Cardio today, and don't forget to use coupon code 10EMMADAWN.
Well, my son was sick, like, this past weekend. Of course, it's not the weekend that he goes to visit his dad. It's the weekend that I have him.
Right.
So I Instacarted cold medicine, tissues, like children's Tylenol.
All the supplies, like, for the sick
all
baby.
All of the supplies, like, probably 8 to 10 cans of Progresso soup. Like,
yeah.
like, all of the things. And they just showed up to my door.
That's so
I'm
great.
like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Like, that is something that lights me up. Definitely.
Yes.
That's so fun.
Okay. So, I just pulled up a few yoga myths and facts.
Oh, uh-oh.
So we're gonna play some fake news.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to tell me if this is a myth or a fact.
Okay.
So the first one says that yoga comes from Hinduism. Is that fake news or is it the real deal?
Ooh, that's a really great question. I mean, there's so many different types of yoga. So,
That's true.
I mean, it could be true. I feel like there's so much different, maybe there's a style of yoga that came from them.
This says yoga is Hindu just the way gravity is Christian. Just because the law of gravity was propounded by Isaac Newton, who lived a Christian culture, does not make gravity Christian. Yoga is a technology of the body.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I mean,
a little joke there.
Yeah.
The next one is, why be a human when you can be a pretzel? Yoga is all about impossible postures.
No way, Jose.
Fake news?
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What is yoga to you? It's obviously not impossible postures.
Oh, no. I mean, I am not somebody that can do an inversion or, crazy things. I'm like, yoga to me
You're not the pretzel lady?
No way, Jose. Yoga to me is just, there's so much that goes into it. It's breath, it's postures. For me, it's an opportunity to be present in my life in the moment. Like when I can do a whole entire yoga class and not think about anything but moving in my body and my breath. Oh, I'm so
People
filled.
Need that nowadays.
Yes.
I looked at the amount of time I spend on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I slid over to where the widgets are on an iPhone. And it just popped up. It's like, oh, you've spent 6.5 hours today on screen time.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding? Like, that's
Yeah.
almost an entire work day I spent on my phone.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I mean, getting on my mat and being present in the moment is huge for me. And I think yoga brings me peace. It makes me a better person. It makes me a better mom, and it makes me healthy and strong.
Yeah.
So it's definitely many things.
Just not impossible.
No way.
I want 6-pack abs. Yoga is a great exercise regimen.
If you want 6-pack abs?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get them. However, I feel like that is not what you should be going for when you're going to yoga. I think a lot of people will say to me, ooh, yoga, because I teach power yoga, so it's cardio based. Mm-hmm. And they'll find out, they're like, oh, so just I'm stretching and relaxing. I'm like, no. I mean, there's so many different kinds of yoga. You can get 6-pack abs, but if that's your goal, then maybe you're not in it for the right
You're in the wrong
reasons.
class.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more. It is only in the last century that yoga has gone global.
In the last century?
Yeah.
I think it's been, about 100 years since yoga has been brought to the West.
Let's see. Today, though, it is being practiced in all kinds of manifestations. At least the word yoga is getting global presence. That the word yoga, they're saying that there's many different practices, but the actual word of yoga and the Western version of yoga is a little bit more recent than others. To find your groove, yoga and music go well together.
I mean, I love to make a playlist for my yoga class.
Yeah.
Because I just, I love music and I love to make a playlist for my class because it's cardio based. So I can make it fun. I can play Queen or I can play Post Malone,
So, what do you play in this yoga class?
I mean, I play everything, I play every style of music that I can, but I always, have let's start off quiet and mellow as we do our integration series. And then as we build up to Sun A, Sun B, I'll pick it up, I'll have Odessa. Definitely Queen because I live for Queen.
Yeah.
I love to play 70s rock. I love to play 80s David Bowie. Michael Jackson.
You're speaking my language.
Oh my gosh. So, and it just depends. Like, it depends on like, okay, what kind of vibe do I want for this class? And then that definitely depends on my playlist. I mean, you don't need music for yoga, but I love to have music for yoga.
I like it just because I do more of the really chill, restorative kind of yoga. I love it when they have the like bowl and like the metal
the singing
bowl
bowls?
people.
Yes. Yeah.
I went to a yoga class once, and well, it was actually I partnered up with a company that's actually based here, Zaya Activewear.
Okay. Yeah.
And we did this thing. It was yoga in the park. Okay. And we went and we did yoga in the park. And I brought the yoga instructor from my gym, who I loved. And she brought this dude that just kind of like sat in the grass and like had like some bowls.
Yeah.
No playlist because we were in a park. So like we didn't have any music. It was just that guy. And I'm like, man, that was the best. Yeah. To do yoga outside, like in the fresh air, in the sunshine, and then to like not have like cell phone music, to have like this dude just sitting on the ground with some metal bowls.
Yeah, I've done yoga to like a guy playing a flute or like a guy just like playing a guitar, and it's just, you know, I don't know, I love music. It is, you know, such a big part of my life. But I do also appreciate like the little bit more quiet when it is a singing bowl or or something that somebody's just playing. Yeah. But like I will rock Spotify all day, every day, you know. But yeah, and I think it also maybe depends on what. Have you ever done Kundalini yoga?
I've never even heard of it.
It is I was like, this is gonna be so easy because you're just sitting there and then you're moving your arms and like breathing. It is crazy hard, and you feel like you're high when you do it. And then at the end, you lay down and they, like in Shavasana, they do a gong. And the gong, like the vibrations, it is like, trips you out.
Whoa.
Yeah, so definitely try Kundalini. But they don't use music, and if they do, it's very like, from the classes I've taken, it's been like a singing bowl or something more mellow. And then they do the gong at the end. So, yoga doesn't need music, but I love music, so
I like
let's have it.
I've never had like a quiet yoga class.
Yeah.
There's always been some kind of music happening. Yeah. But no, that was a nice little session of fake news. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I guess
your yoga knowledge on the spot.
I'm like, gosh, I need to like, you know, that's probably why I'm doing another training, right?
There you go.
Learn a little bit more anatomy, a little bit more history, a little bit more Sanskrit.
I always like to play a little game on top of our confessions. Now, did you have a confession?
I do have a confession. I am 100% a beer girl. I don't drink wine. No. When I used to live in the Bay Area, and when I lived in the Bay Area, I did drink wine because it's like you go to Trader Joe's and you pick up like your $4 bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. And I drink wine a lot, but I haven't drank wine I drink beer.
Really?
I am an IPA. I love Indian Pale Ale. I'm
tons
also like
of breweries here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny because my friends back home, when I told them that I was moving to Utah, they're like, but you don't ski. And don't they have really crappy beer there? And I was like, well, I don't know, because I don't ski and I don't drink beer. Yeah. So those two things,
it's not really relevant, right?
It's not relevant. They don't affect my life.
Right.
But yeah, now that I've lived here for about a year and I've looked around, there are breweries.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
and I love beer. It lights me up. That's like the thing, like, because I drink water and black coffee. Like, that's what I drink, right? I don't drink my calories. And if I want to, it is beer. I am going to get a delicious, like, huge Spiral Jetty or, like, an Elephant. Like, I love a big, delicious beer. But I can usually have, like, one or two, and then I'm, like, wasted because I don't, like, ever drink anymore.
I know.
I'm like,
that's, like, one of the benefits.
I used to be real good at drinking. However, now, no.
I used to drink Jameson with ice.
Oh, wow.
And that was my drink of choice for a long time. Or, like, a Long Island. I don't even drink liquor anymore. Yeah, because I can't. And that's, like, I feel like one of the benefits of motherhood is that, like, now when I drink, it's, like, something just chill, like a wine. But I can have, like, 2, maybe 3 glasses and then like I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have saved me so much money.
Yeah.
You know, motherhood. Thank you so much.
I don't go out every weekend. No, thank you. Not going to the bars. Yeah.
See, I was just talking about this last night, and like I used to, like go out and like just randomly, like my friends would call me and they're like, "Hey, you want to go out?" And I'd be like, "Sure." And it's like a Tuesday at 8:00.
Yeah.
And it would just be at like some towny bar or some like, you know, dive bar, and we'd like play pool for a few hours and whatever. But like I have not been to a bar, and if I'm going to get up, leave my house, get ready, get dressed, put on real pants, and make the effort to drive across town to go to a bar, it has to be like a really cool bar. Yeah. Or it has to be like a good time. I'm not like I can't just
anymore.
go to like a hometown bar. No. And luckily I live like in the neighborhood I do, and there's only one. So
there's a bar out here? Like where is it?
There's one in Daybreak. Yeah, go ahead. There's one in Daybreak called The Break. Okay. But that's like the only one I think in this area. I don't think that's like that might be the only one in South Jordan. Yeah. And then there's another one over in Harriman, but it's just like an About Time.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't really.
And that's it.
Doesn't really count.
There's not really a whole lot going on. I'm like, my house is a better bar than anything in my neighborhood.
if I go out, the only time I go out is I'll go out with my best friend. Him and I will. You know, but it's like totally be a mom. I have to plan it out. Okay, like what's in your calendar? Let me check mine. What day can we do this? And then it's like we go to dinner, and he's always like, let's go to the bar. And I'm like, no, I have to go home. It's 9:00. I have to go to bed. Yeah. You know, and then he makes me stay out till 10. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I stayed out till 10 last night.
You were living your best life.
Yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, I had 3 drinks, which is crazy for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when me and Ted get together, we get crazy for a mom. Yeah. He probably like goes out to the bar after like he drops me off. You know, I'm like, I gotta go home. It's 10 p.m. I've stayed out so late.
I know. I took a picture of my nails on Instagram last night, and I was like, ooh, I went wild. And everybody's like, what? I'm like, I'm going crazy. Yeah. Like, let me live my life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 100%.
Yeah. No, my life is so much more simple than it used to be.
Well, and
I don't even know if it's more simple, because back then it was like, call me up. Yeah, I'm down to hang out. It's just like different. It's totally a different kind of simple.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I even, because I live by Liberty Park, so a lot of people in that area are young college students, or there's like apartments kind of around where I live. And so
you're like city living.
Yeah, I'm living the city life, but I am like that old ornery bitch. My husband, like we got home I think it was like Friday or Saturday night, and my neighbors, it's like 7:30, and they're like getting people together and having a party, and I'm like, ugh, like I am Scrooge when it comes to like having fun now. But I'm like, okay, if I had been in my early 20s, I would have been like the woo girl, you know, like woo, yeah, it's Friday, and now I'm just like, go to bed, you know. I'm like, I have turned into that, like, baby. Yeah, I am. I'm like, shut it down. My baby's trying to sleep. Yeah. And I it's just so funny, like, how you change. And especially, like, I feel like as a mom and as a parent, I am just like, nobody gets to have fun if it's after 9 p.m.
It's so crazy, too, because, like, I was talking to Jen, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, like, if it was just me, I would be all over living downtown. Yeah. Because there's a lot of, like, more up-and-coming neighborhoods, and you can get a little bit more character. Right. You know, you get a smaller space, but, like, you can have, like, a lot of the houses are older. And for me, somebody who's from back east, like, I like old. I like character. I like original hardwood floors and built-ins and crown moldings and whatever. But now I'm just, like, I don't want to live downtown. Like, I want to have a little bit of a yard. And I'm on the end here. Yeah. Which is so nice because I have more windows. But also my neighbor just moved out, and I am like, she's a nice lady. Yeah. You know, she's fine. She's okay. She's fine. But I am just like, yes. Yeah. Freaking put that house on the market for 6 months. Like, I don't care. Like, it is so quiet. Yeah. And there's so many little activities to, like, do in Daybreak. And there's, like, the beach and the walking trails. Yeah. And I'm like, who the hell am I? Like,
you're like, I'm loving it.
Here I am in this, like, And it's a weird neighborhood, too, because it's very, like, dominant in, like, the culture of Utah out here. And so there's not a whole lot of diversity.
Yeah.
And it's, like, one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm trading, you know, culture and diversity. But, like, we're now living in this neighborhood, and it's, like, as, well, suburban, in my opinion, as I can probably get.
Oh, totally.
In Utah. Because for me, there's Park City, whatever's up north, Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And then St. George.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, I cannot do suburban lifestyle. Like, I have to live in the city. I bought my house 9 years ago, and I love it. I don't care that my house is small, and I have a baby and 2 dogs and a husband now, you know, because for a long time I was a single gal living in that house.
Oh, really?
By myself.
So and you brought your husband in.
Yes, and then I was like, you're taking up my closet space.
Who wouldn't love to have delicious, crafted indie wines delivered directly to their door? No joke. I would love that. Sounds like heaven. But just because I can't, thanks Utah, doesn't mean that I'm going to keep this deal from you. Head on over to nakedwines.com and use code MOMMYWINES50 to get your first 6 bottles for only $34.99. Go, do it. And then rub it in my face on Instagram. Tag me and Naked Wines and share the bottles that you got in your delivery on Instagram. Mommy Wines, 50, $34.99. Do it.
And you know, now we have like a little boy, and it's like I will always keep my house because of the location, and I'll rent it out.
Oh yeah.
But I won't leave my neighborhood either. So it's like next house I buy is going to be real expensive. Not that much bigger than what I'm living in, but I love living downtown. I love the diversity. Like, that's huge. And I think I want to raise Lincoln in that environment.
Yeah.
You know, and we have Liberty Park right there and the dogs, and then there's 9th and 9th, and
that's
just
a cute
more
neighborhood.
culture. And
I go over there to get
that.
my hair done.
Yeah.
And that's about as much time as I spend over there.
Yeah. Like,
I go every 6 weeks.
I mean, I have Trader Joe's super close. I have, like, you know, my little bubble. I don't leave Salt Lake. I am so that person that's like, you want me to go past 2100 South?
I know.
What?
Did you look at my address and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to.
It's like, I need a pack of lunch?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Make sure that the spare tires.
Yeah. Because I live right at Liberty Park. It takes me 10 minutes to get to City Creek where I work, you know, and then my yoga studio is 3 minutes from my house. So I definitely am that person that lives in their little bubble.
I feel like it would be different if maybe I lived in a different city.
Yeah.
But like, oh man, I wish I could or had some kind of reason to like spend more time like over in that area.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't get over there a whole lot. But it's also a strange, like, I don't know what's going on with downtown. I went downtown to go to the Melting Pot.
Uh-huh.
And I also used to work downtown.
Right.
Because there's that big key bank.
Yes. Yeah, the big key bank building.
And so I used to go downtown quite a bit. And there's just, like, a lot of weird things going on down there. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, before, I would have not even thought twice about it.
Well, I used to live in San Francisco, so nothing is as crazy as San Francisco. Like,
what?
Yeah. So, like, Salt Lake City, I'm like, it's small, it's clean, people are kind to you. And San Francisco is just a different world. And so, like, I've been back in Salt Lake, I think it's been 6 years, and I love it. You know, when I lived in San Francisco, I rented my house out, and I was so grateful I was able to come and, like, move right back in. But going from that city living to our city living, I'm like, I'm never leaving the city. Like, it's so good. Like, the Bay Area and the traffic and...
Oh, yeah.
And people are, like, great, but they're not as kind as people in Salt Lake, you know? I meet people from all over the world every day at my day job, and people are like, everyone here's so nice. And I'm like, yes, you are in Salt Lake City, Utah. People will be kind to you.
I think there was a time, a small window, because I was raised in, like, the tiniest town. Now, in Ohio, it's different. Like, Milo's dad was also raised in a really tiny town. Yeah. However, he was 2.5 hours away from a Walmart.
Oh, what?
He's from down by Bryce Canyon.
Oh, okay.
However, I was also raised by a teeny tiny town. However, I was 20 minutes away from, like, Akron.
Okay, yeah.
Like, not far.
No.
It was just, like, it's just weird. So, I think there might have been, like, this teeny tiny window of time in my life that if I really wanted to live downtown, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
But I think
I'm just like a small town
gal. Yeah.
Like, I would buy a house in Camas.
What?
Yeah. I've been looking at builders because of my job, and I've never done construction loans before, and like that's a huge thing that's going on here. So I've been like fascinated with construction. I've been looking at all of these builders, and we have builders come in that we're doing loans for. And like I'm looking at these houses, and I'm looking at these plans and these pictures and all of like the appraisals, and I'm like, that's where they're building a house. Like that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
I just know that the houses are really cool. And it's quiet. It looks very scenic.
Yes. You are correct. Yes.
But, like, I just think it would be fun to, like, maybe, I don't know, like, get a few acres and, like, build a house. Maybe have some horses or, like, some of those little fainting goats for my kid to play with.
Have some chickens and eggs and all the things.
This can be another confession, but I am terrified of birds.
Oh, really?
Like, absolutely terrified. And Milo has really loved lately. We spent a lot of time at the Okra or whatever lake, the Daybreak Lake.
Okay, yeah.
Going down to, like, feed ducks and stuff. Uh-huh. And we would give them, like, saltine crackers. Like, break them up and give them saltine crackers. Or like bread that started going bad, like I would give it to them.
Like, here you go. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Have some carbohydrates.
Yeah.
This woman came over and she's like, "Oh, you're not allowed to feed the birds carbohydrates." And I'm like, "What? Why?" And I guess when they eat it, it like expands in their stomach and they die. Like, they'll eat and eat and eat as much as you want to feed them, but as soon as, like, the bread soaks up in their stomach and, like, has...
But is there, like, signs that say, like, don't feed the birds carbohydrates?
No, apparently it's on the online newsletter, and that I should just be informed.
Yeah, I'm like, if that's a problem, I would hope that they would be posting it up at a park, like, saying, like... Because at Liberty Park, I always see people out there, like, feeding them bread or feeding something. There is no sign saying no bread for the ducks.
Yeah, but this might make me sad. Like, PETA might come after me.
They might.
But, like, I don't care.
You're like birds freak me out.
They freak me out. And I know that we have, like, this very delicate ecosystem and that everything serves a purpose. Like, I'm also allergic to bees.
Yeah.
But then I read this whole thing about bees because it's funny because I call my son Honeybee.
Yeah.
And it's, like, his nickname since he was, like, a little tiny baby. And I have a bee necklace.
Oh, that's way cute. Yeah, I love that.
And yeah, so I call him Honeybee. And then a friend of mine was doing this whole thing, like she partnered up, she does massage therapy. So she partnered up with some kind of like bee saving nonprofit situation. And I was like looking at their website and like reading all of these articles and like imagine, like you can't even imagine what life would be like if there weren't bees.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, I would really love to not carry around an EpiPen that...
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to be in the situation where I have to stab myself in the ass in public. Like, it's not a fun situation to be in. And I'm sitting here and I'm like thinking like that would be great to not have to do. But then I'm like, well, there wouldn't be any flowers. But then I was like, well, I'm okay with that because I'm also allergic to flowers.
Oh, gosh.
But then there are like all of these different things like would happen. And like the whole world would crumble without bees.
Right, yeah.
So I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so now if we want to go feed ducks, I go to, there's like a cow ranch or some kind of like country store and I'll pick up like a little tiny bag of like bird seed and give them that. But I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't care if this
like, I'm fine.
Grandma homemade bread from Kroger expands in their stomach and they die because I've never seen them die. I was like, but then I'm like, okay, well, I can't be an asshole. So,
yeah.
You know, we stopped feeding them bread. But I was like, oh my God. It was just crazy.
Birds are not your jam.
They're not. Like, I think it would be really convenient because I'm sure you can't Instacart in Camas to have eggs.
There is probably no way for you.
I would have to.
That is probably not going to happen.
I would have to find some way to free up my time if I want to live over there. I'd have to, like, quit my job or something and, like, just work from home full time because
you spend so much time commuting. If you didn't.
Yeah. I would spend, I would have to have so much more free time because it's like, I bet they don't have Instacart.
No way.
How would I get food?
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to have to like just become like wealthy on your own. And so you don't have to like work and you can just like do these things. We'll do some vision and goals. We'll create like a vision and goal.
Are you going to life coach me?
I will life coach you. We'll create the vision in 10 years where you're living in Camas and, you know, you work from home. You're living your best life.
Yeah. Like
you have fainting goats and all the things.
So cute.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Well, have you seen like there's so many people that do goat yoga now, like in the summer? You can do yoga
I'll
with
partner
goats.
with you.
Yeah,
I'll take care of the goats,
yeah.
and then you can bring them over, and like they can line up their yoga mats in the barn, and I'll just stick a goat on them.
That's perfect. People love it. You know, there's like so many pictures on Instagram. Somebody's like, "Look at me and my goat doing yoga." I'm like, I would be that person that'd be like, "Can you not step on me while I'm trying to do a downward dog?" You know,
that does
like,
not look comfortable.
No, they're
have,
little
like,
hooves.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they're cute. I get it. I mean, I would probably be really jazzed to do puppy yoga. But I would also be bummed out if it like Peter pooped on my mat. I'd probably be like, that probably would ruin the yoga mood.
Well, maybe I would have to provide that because if somebody's bringing their specialty yoga gear and a goat starts chewing on it,
they're gonna be like, can you reimburse me?
This yoga was $700. Yeah. It's from Neiman Marcus.
Yeah, this is a Neiman's mat?
Thanks.
Oh my god. Yeah, you'd have to maybe just provide the goats, provide the yoga gear.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or have them sign a waiver.
There you go.
If you get goat poop on your mat, you're going to say, that's totally fine. I lived in choice and I came here on my own.
Yep. That's like when you take your car through the car wash. They're not responsible for any damages.
Yeah. They're like, sorry if we tear off your roof, but that's on you. You're like, okay.
You chose to come here. It's your fault.
Yeah. This was your choice.
Okay, well, tell everybody where they can find you online or social media or here in Salt Lake.
So if you want to come to my yoga class, I teach at Core Power Yoga at Charlie Square, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:45 a.m. I am online. It is Mars Holistic Wellness. So Mars, M-A-R-S, and then Holistic Wellness. That's my website, marsholisticwellness.com. Instagram is Mars Holistic Wellness, as well as Facebook. So if you want to look me up and follow me, I would love to have a connection with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
This was fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back.
Yes, I would love to. I'll come teach you some yoga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to make a trip to the dark side of town.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna have to, pack it up.
Pack a lunch.
Go real far. 30 minutes.
Change the oil.
Yes. Get some gas. Absolutely.
I know. My old co-host, and it's one of the reasons why I've now taken just because it's so hard to not only schedule with two families, but the podcast has been growing so much. And there's now more opportunities than we had before. And it's like, okay, not only am I working with a company or a brand, but now I'm trying to schedule two different families.
Yeah, it's hard.
It wasn't working. But she would always complain. And I'm like, girl, I know. Yeah. I've heard you. And she lives in Mill Creek.
Oh, yeah. So it's like all on the other side.
Yeah. And it's like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And for me, that I don't think 25 minutes is far.
No. When you've lived outside of Utah, 25 minutes is no big deal. But if you're from Utah, then you're like, what?
25 minutes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she's like, well, can't we just record at my house? And I'm like, well, the reason why we record at my house is because my son leaves and I only have one.
Quiet time.
You have 3 kids and you're married and your husband never leaves and your kid never leaves. So I'm like,
this is not working.
This is like a co-parenting situation that's like a benefit, Like Milo leaves, my house is quiet. Yeah. And I'm like, so not only are we going to have your husband and your kids in the background, but I'm also going to have to pack up all of this podcast equipment, haul it across town, which I don't think is a bad drive. If I had multiple kids, I would love the peace and quiet of a 25-minute drive.
Gosh. Yes.
Give it to me all day long. But no,
turn up the music, sing it to yourself when nobody's shouting at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gangster rap full blast. Yes. But no, she'd be like, oh my God, I just drove like a million years. I'm like, no, you didn't. You drove 25 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're so used to the conveniences of living in the city, everything's within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
and out here, it's a little more distance.
Yeah, totally.
Love it.
But I think it's all perspective too. Like, maybe just be grateful that you get this opportunity to like be on a podcast with me.
Yeah.
You know, rather than being like entitled about it.
Basically
Yeah.
handed you.
Yeah.
So no, but it's actually been great going solo.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier to schedule. I don't have to worry about somebody else flaking out or being unreliable, or like not showing up. Like I had a couple other like companies and stuff downtown that like we just like Josh Garcia from
We Olive.
I had to reschedule him.
Oh, yeah. And you're like,
And
I don't
I'm
want to
like,
do that.
I hate being that person. It's like, sorry, can't come.
Right.
Like,
I feel you. I'm the same way. And I'm like that, like time integrity, my time's so valuable, like be on time, and scheduling is so hard when you're doing all the things.
Yes.
Yeah. So being on your own is amazing.
I'll go back and watch some Gilmore Girls. Enjoy my Sunday.
Yeah. Do you see self-care? Time for yourself. It was meant to be.
Self-care.
Yes, it's right here. I see you.
Self-care is as easy as the pouring of a bottle.
Yeah. Just pour it in. It's wonderful.
I want to give a huge thanks to this week's podcast sponsors, NakedWines.com, Zaya Active, and Coffee Over Cardio. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a rating and review wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Do you really love Mommy Wines? Become a sponsor of the show by clicking the link in the show notes below or visiting Mommy Wines Podcast on anchor.fm. Excited to hear new shows brought to you by the Mommy Wines Network? Go to themommywines.com and subscribe to the email newsletter. More projects are coming soon, and by subscribing, you'll be the first to know all about them. Don't forget to use coupon code WINEMOM at checkout for free shipping on all of the items from the Mommy Wines merch store. And follow the Mommy Wines podcast on Instagram. Until next Wine Wednesday, mamas, parent and drink responsibly.